Hopefully I'm not too late to this party.
You're 5 hours late here. And
man, shut the fuck up. I'm in there about 5 hours late. Nigga, I'm here. Nigga, be happy I'm here. I was late because I went to go get some chicken wings. That's why I was late.
Alright, so today we have a bit of an unscheduled video. I am going to be doing the favorite film from every genre tag. And I'm sure you've seen this video floating around the film community of YouTube. A lot of my favorite YouTubers have done it, and I think it's a great tag. It's a great way for the film community to kind of interact with each other and also give a shout out to different content creators, and I'm always a big fan of that. So as much as I've enjoyed watching this video tag go around, I wasn't exactly sure if I was going to do this video, but after watching Film Freak Becky's video and seeing that she tagged me, I decided that I had to do it. So Becky, this one's for you. After you watch this video, go and check out her channel. She's great. I love watching her videos. She has like the most infectious personality, awesome sense of humor. I also have to mention how much I love her editing, almost to the point where I'm kind of jealous. I'll be watching her videos and just think, I wish my editing was this good. I'll leave the link to her channel in the description so you can go check out her videos and subscribe. All right, so the first genre is going to be horror. My favorite horror film is The Fly, directed by David Cronenberg, starring Jeff Goldblum and Gina Davis. I absolutely love this movie. I think it has one of the most tragic romances in not only horror, but pretty much any film that I can think of. And also the practical effects are just awesomely grotesque. The visual effects and practical effects of The Fly have haunted my dreams since I was a kid. And that's why I love it so much. And also that ending is just so tragic. Gina Davis has to kill the man she loves, and it is just so heartbreaking. All right, in the second genre, we have animation. My favorite animated film is The Iron Giant. This, I believe, is one of the last movies that really got a huge release that was in the style of this animation. And this style of animation is pretty much lost because now everything is CG. But I love everything about The Iron Giant. Even Vin Diesel as the Giant. It's probably Vin Diesel's best work. But his voice work in The Iron Giant is absolutely fantastic. And then the ending when the giant sacrifices himself to save everyone in the town always brings a tear to my eye. Even though he's sent to Earth to pretty much destroy it, throughout the film the robot learns and and kind of earns his humanity. And there have been so many different films with that same kind of premise, but The Iron Giant just did it in a way that I just absolutely love. All right, and now we've come to drama. My current favorite drama film is The Godfather. I personally think The Godfather is the greatest film ever made. This is filmmaking perfection. There is not one thing that I dislike about The Godfather. Pretty much with every film in existence, I have like my nitpicks of everything, but The Godfather to me just has zero flaws. Ever since I was a child, and I probably shouldn't have been watching this film when I was that young, but what can I say? I had awesome parents. It wasn't like people were saying, oh, this is the greatest film of all time, and then I watched it and really, and thought it was. No, this is at a time where I didn't know anything about film, and as soon as it was over, I was like, out of some divine miracle, my tiny mind comprehended just how great this film was, and my opinion has yet to change. To this day, I still think The Godfather is the greatest film ever. And now we've come to the comedy genre. My favorite comedy is Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I remember the first time my dad introduced me to this movie, and I loved it, instantly loved it. As soon as it was over, I wanted to watch it again. Every time I've seen this film, I always miss little things, and I always love coming back to it. It is a British film, and so a lot of times, that doesn't translate to American humor to some people. But for me, I got every joke. I thought it was hilarious, and to this day, I still find myself laughing so hard at all these different sketches. To me, it's just a timeless classic. I think I can watch this 10 years from now and still find it hilarious. All right, now we've come to sci-fi. Sci-fi is actually my favorite genre. So my favorite sci-fi film is Dark City. Dark City is my second favorite film of all time, right behind The Godfather. Dark City is pretty much the film that got me into film, whereas The Godfather I thought was like the greatest film ever made. Dark City is what really got me into the technical side of filmmaking: story, dialogue, cinematography, set pieces, special effects. Everything about Dark City I love. The aesthetic, the score, the story. Dark City pretty much encompasses everything that I think sci-fi is. All right, and the next genre is action. My favorite action movie is Edge of Tomorrow. It's Groundhog's Day meets pretty much any sci-fi action, alien thriller you can think of. So when you throw in Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt wearing dope-ass mech suits, fighting aliens, dying, respawning, doing everything again, it is entertaining as hell. It was a blast. All right, and now we have the comic book film genre. I'm sure my favorite is going to be different from a lot of people, because when you think of the term comic book film, people tend to kind of go with something very, akin to what we're used to seeing. Whereas me, I love stuff that's very different. So I love when films do something to kind of reinvent the comic book film. So that is why Logan is my favorite comic book film, because not only am I a huge fan of Wolverine and the X-Men, Logan does something that a lot of comic book films have never been able to do for me, and that is make me care so much about characters so that when they die, I am just absolutely crushed. And this film also does something that a lot of superhero films can't do, and that is just have an amazing score, have amazing cinematography, amazing writing, just all around very, very excellent technical filmmaking. Being a big fan of kind of indie films and just films on that are made very well on technical levels, Logan just hits every single mark for me. And the ending just breaks my heart. So now this next genre is the Western genre. I'm going to cheat a little bit on this one, and I'm going to pick something from the neo-Western genre, because the neo-Western genre is fairly new, and I think it's a genre that deserves a lot more attention than it's getting, because it is absolutely fantastic. For people who don't really care for the Western genre because maybe they think it's a little outdated or whatever, the fundamentals of old Westerns and also new Westerns, which is how we get the neo-Western genre. So my favorite neo-Western is going to be Hell or High Water with Chris Pine and Ben Foster and Jeff Bridges. The film is absolutely amazing. I remember when that came out, I saw the trailer and I was like, I have to watch this, and it was fantastic. It's just great. It's just great filmmaking, great storytelling, great acting, and it's part of a genre that is growing a little bit in popularity, but it's, still not at its height yet. And it also, kind of updates a genre that a lot of people think is a little outdated, the Western genre. And if you love the fundamentals of Westerns, but also want to see it in a more modern setting, you have the neo-Western. Boom, best of both worlds. So check out Hell or High Water if you haven't. All right, we're almost at the finish line. So we have romance, and I'm gonna cheat on this one too. My favorite romance is the Before trilogy, because I kind of think of them as one really long movie. Just the writing and everything about this film. Richard Linklater is a genius. Not only is this a romance, but it's also a bit of a drama, and just the dialogue in this film is amazing. There are these really long takes, and all there is just talking. Two people talking, walking through city streets, and they're just having this great conversation. Two people meet on a train, they walk around the city, and they just talk, and it's absolutely brilliant. Like, the dialogue alone in this film is some of the best dialogue I've ever heard in any film, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy had input in what they were going to say, and sometimes they just kind of went on with conversation as they filmed. And I'm actually glad that these films are actually getting the appreciation they deserve. The last genre is the adventure genre, and my favorite adventure film is The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. The first one is my favorite because it sets up the story, it sets up the characters, it sets up the adventure. The cinematography is great, the visual effects are great, the characters, the costume, the world building is so masterful. There's a reason why this is like one of the biggest franchises ever. And if it wasn't for, these people having to destroy a ring because, this Dark Lord is coming back, and if they didn't have to go to this giant volcano guarded by hundreds of thousands of orcs that want to murder you, this probably would be a dope ass road trip. They go through so many awesome places and beautiful mountains and grassy meadows. Shame that they couldn't just enjoy the scenery. All right, you guys, and there you have it. That is my video for the favorite films from every genre tag. Thank you very much to Film Freak Becky for tagging me. I had a lot of fun doing this. Hopefully it's not a super long video, but if you did stay to the end, be sure to like this video, subscribe if you haven't. That's it. I'm not gonna talk anymore. Bye.